Alright guys, welcome back to another Mask Momentum video. It's Peter, and today we're going to the finals of the AGE Invitational here. Not Invitational, AGE Open here. We got Alan versus Eugene. We saw Eugene play his quarterfinal Kano versus Kano matchup in quarterfinals. Then we saw Alan beat Zane in the semis, and they're playing in the finals now. It's going to be Kano versus that Bravo here. Pretty interesting as well, instantly when I see it. So first thing we can see, Alan is playing AB3, is respecting the Kano slot, is playing AB3 to naturally what Bravo's bad matchup is, but it makes it a little bit better for you not to get just instantly obliterated from the Kano off the start, right? And Eugene is playing Spellfire Cloak over a tunic that you usually would see in this matchup, because a lot of the time this matchup does not just go instantly like in the first couple of turns. You usually want to see a decent amount of, you will get a decent amount of that tunic value throughout the game. If you're playing it a little bit slower, if they're playing that AB3, you're trying to chip them out a little bit and then eventually get there, right? Eugene, taking that out of the window, is playing the Spellfire Cloak instead. Kano once finds the Voltic. Kano the second time leaves it on top, then plays that Voltic blue for 4 here. Alan is going to take 1 here. Is going to go to 39. And then we're looking at the next thing. That is pretty interesting. The normal thing for this Kano versus Bravo matchup is that it's usually super good for Kano specifically. Because if Bravo tries to dominate, he can just react. Past that, Bravo uses a lot of resources to be able to enact his entire game plan, which is something that Kano can abuse. Here we go. We got that Zelda belting 4-5 with go again here. Something that Bravo can do in this matchup specifically is just have a significant amount of just pressure and damage going through. If you have resources to dominate, go and then dominate through, you should just always kind of just do it, right? So has the Zealous belting into the Anaphors for 6, coming in for 5 plus 6 here. Eugene is going to take the full 11 here, going to 19. Something that Kano wants to do specifically is you need to get that chip damage through in this matchup as well. You could have just double blocked one of the 2 and take 5, or like took the 5, double blocked the 6, and then coming through to keep your electrical a little bit heavier and just sent 1. But instead, he's going to try to play on his own turn a little bit more. Has Kano's hits a Emeritus Scolding off the top here on his own turn. It's going to do a decent amount less than it would if it was on his opponent's turn. Let's go to Alan. Has a out muscle in his blue in his hand and some other stuff. So we're looking at that Crucible. Let's not play that Emeritus Scolding here. Comes in for 5. It was the red one, so it would come in for 4, but it is going to come in for 5 because it is Crucible pumped on his own turn. Alan's going to take 2. Eugene still has his own action. Does still have his own action point because that was played off the top. A Gaze the Ages from the arsenal here. This is going to opt 2. And that Gaze is going to go back to his hand. So put the cards on the bottom here, with the Gaze coming back to hand. Let's see what else he can do here. Has have the Gaze in his hand. Has the next 2 cards as well. Took 1 card from Alan's hand. If he can take a second one, it's going to be really good for him. Or he can chip in an additional amount of damage, right? Because, the breakpoints of the combo with 6 is going to be 36 damage, right? Unless being able to pump additionally. Which is actually going to Arsenal pass with 2 cards left in his hand. Do you have a Gaze that he just doesn't even try to look at the top? of the library to see if he has a potion, any maybe a tome, or any 0/1 cost that he can play. Just decides that the other card that he has in his hand and the card that he's going to put in the arsenal is going to be just worth it a little bit more. Pretty questionable play to see. Yeah, honestly, that it kind of perplexes me, unless like those cards are just going to be better for the game plan that he wants to go, right? Like I would just assume that you would just instantly just try to find out what else is on top of that gaze just for a free Kano activation, because it did play from your arsenal going back. A little interesting here. Blocks a 3 on the 8 coming in, so it takes another 5 here, leaking a lot of damage early, right? Now he's gonna finally pitch the gaze and coming in with that for 5, and then keeps an extra card. I feel like we're playing. He's gonna block for 3, take 2. He's gonna go to 35. I feel like we're just playing this game a little too greedy. If that last card is, you know, a blazing or a lesson in lava, and then he has a wildfire here, right? Like, if we're playing it a little too greedy, if Alan doesn't tap out for you to do a significant amount of damage, right? Like, you're leaking, it leaks 5. You might be leaking a little bit more this turn. Didn't have a really good play after, you know, taking 11 the previous turn as well. Does have a Zealous Belting here as well for 5 go again. Like, this is the start that Alan needs, right? Has the Zealous Belting, has 2 Zealous Beltings from the early stages, right? Got to AB3, multiple different things. Eugene not having good start, only has done 5 arcane damage to Alan this entire game so far. Pretty much has telegraphed that there's like that he has some pieces. The combo is looking for like either resources or something like that. Decides to take the 5 here. Alan still hasn't played whatever his arsenal is for this turn. Can swing Anetos, I believe, because it has another blue. Could make a seismic search token, and then swing the Anetos, fully tapping out. Probably not the best idea. Keeping the 1 floating is probably pretty fine. Okay, is making the seismic search token. I think he's gonna pass. Not. Oh, no response. And then he's gonna come in with Anetos for 6. If Eugene has the combo here, he's gonna do the 36 and do it, right? He doesn't. He's gonna take the 6, go to 3. So it doesn't have the combo here. Alan makes the assessment that he just doesn't. He said, if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you know, what can you do? Wow, that's actually crazy that he either just doesn't have enough. And there's a Sonic Boom that was on top. It just looks like he just didn't have enough resources if he's not going for it, right? Like, if his opponent's at 35, you know, if he has enough resources to do all of it, like, it would be 36 at a minimum. Just doesn't have the resources or both pieces of the combo, right? He kept on those 2 cards. Had the gaze, had the extra 2 cards, and decided not to do anything, not even go with the gaze there. Doesn't, like, just arsenal one of those cards, kept the other 2 cards, and just drew 2, like, right? Like, if you, there's no way you just keep 2 cards, right? For practically no reason. He keeps the 2 cards. If those 2 cards aren't the combo cards, you're really looking at 1 blue, unless it's the only blue in his hand. Eugene giving it to think. took another 11 down to 3. Okay, has a swell times red. And then a blue Sonic Boom for 4. Okay, so didn't have the resources, but if it's weird because if the last card in his hand is blazing or it's a lesson, you would still want to do the combo if you have wildfire plus like another piece, right? You still want to do the combo if your opponent is tapped out on 35, because then you're doing a significant amount of damage. Your opponent's gonna go to like single digit life total, even if you don't have the 36, even if you do like 32, maybe you do 28, right? Like one of the breakpoints inside of that, right? And your opponent goes to single life total, and then you're still at 3. Hits the swell tidings. Gets to play for 1 less, so he gets to pay that 1 resource. Oh, gets to play for 4 less, never mind. He gets to play for free, basically, goes to 5. Alan takes it, takes another 5, goes to 26. Eugene keeps that probably the same card that he's had back in his hand. Still has the other card from his arsenal. Pitches the blue, has out muscle from arsenal, has 3 cards in his hand from Alan. Does not have go again no matter what, because of how out muscle reads, needs to have an attack with higher base power than it to not have go again. So it's gonna be 4 with go again coming from Alan here. And he has 3 cards in his hand, right? Like, even if he has like one red, like double red blue here, right? If Eugene goes for it, he still gets to AB3. Like the first wildfire only takes 3, goes to 23, and then Eugene needs to hit like multi spell into the blazing to be able to get over, or you know, Aetehr Flare red would give you a possibility of being able to go for it. Let's see what else we have here. Ooh, that does not look good. It has blazing, another red. Pitch the blue to Kano here. It's gonna Ragamuffins. Yeah, I assume the blazing is what he was keeping on the entire time. I think we just got. Let's switch it out. It has red tome here. This needs to be pretty incredible here to be able to get through this game. Alan looks like he has a pummel in hand. He's gonna at least have 4 into 6 here, which pretty much always kills Eugene here as well. Pitch another blue to Kano. Red Emeritus. It's a good spell, but isn't another tome here. It's gonna draw 2 off the tome. So you look at it here, say he has double blue, and he pitches 1 blue, has Blazing on top, then has 6 resources to play with because of the swell tidings. Could go to 5 pump, so it's 2, 8, so 2, 8, and then Blazing still doesn't do it either on this position here with that. Would basically, okay, so that doesn't do it. Even his Blazing would have to hit another tome here if he wants to keep going. Okay, does this Spellfire Cloak to go to 3? Okay, uses Storm Shatters. Just a base Wildfire for 4 here. It's not... Okay, maybe you bet your opponent just has like triple red in his hand, but Alan obviously doesn't. He's gonna take 1. Blocks for 1. Can't do. Damn, yeah, it just blocks for 3, takes 1, goes to 2. I mean, at this point, doesn't have another blue to play this red Scolding either. Doesn't have Storm Shatters. Damn. Yeah, and it just has a 1-card hand. What's the... This card hand is just a red tome here. She's looking at hit a red tome. This is the second red tome here. Can't even Kano here, just arsenals. Alan just pitching for the Anathos. Take 2 cards minimum. Has a pummel in arsenal, has another pummel in hand. Pretty telegraphed that it is just going to be a pummel. It would have to be 10, but even if he blocks, you know, his entire hand, Alan doesn't even have to do anything. Double pummel still kills him because he would go to 14, would kill him. But even if he did just block, he could just keep the double pummel. If he draws another blue, could just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Eugene attempts to go for it. Oh, it's a red flare off the top of the first one. Needs to hit a significant amount of tomes here, right? Basically needs to hit 2 tomes to be able to pay for everything, go through. Has to hit pretty well because you don't have Storm Shatters, you don't have Ragamuffin's Hat, so you can't put anything on top or anything like that, or manipulate here. Hits Blazing, so now this needs to be, basically needs to be tome on this. If he has double blue in hand, one of these next 2 has to be a tome. If the yellow tome has to be the first one. Blocks for 3. Sonic Boom. Lose the pummel. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's there. Alan taking the top 8 over Eugene. Eugene getting a decent amount of reds and yellows throughout the entire thing, but I knew it looked like so definitely one of the 2 cards that he kept was that Wildfire that he arsenaled. I assume the other one is going to be that Blazing Aether, right? But his opponent's at 35. would have to fully tap out for you to be able to do the entire combo and do all that stuff. Uniquely, if he did go for it on that turn because he had the Swell Tidings, right? So if his hand was double blue Swell Tidings and that Blazing, right? He would have actually hit the Sonic Boom off the top and then hit the then grab the Sonic Boom back, right? It's a lot of resources, and you would have to do like a minimal amount for the Wildfire. But I actually think you could, because say you Wildfire for 4, the Sonic Boom comes in for 7, so you've done 11 damage. He would go to 24. You would hit any spell off the Sonic Boom. Then would get also +4. So say it's just a 1, so it would deal 5. So you go to 19, and so you've done 5, 7, 6. So it's 12, 16 plus 6 equals 20. And then with the Blazing, dude, honestly, if his hand was double blue, Swell Tidings and the Blazing, if he went for it on that, like he would have hit the Sonic Boom, and if he went for it, he would have won the game. But it's looking back on it, it's what can you do? You have to hit Sonic Boom specifically, and hope to switch out switch out for a blue. But the next card after it was a Swell Tidings, so it would have been a little bit less. But what can you do? It got a little bit greedy on there, but one of those one of those times where Bravo actually squeaks it out against Kano. It's one of those hard times when if Kano doesn't draw the resources correctly. Alan played it amazingly well. Great time to watch some great Flesh and Blood from AGE. Hope you guys tune into their stuff coming up. I will be at the one in February as well. Hopefully I can get on camera to do one of those camera games. But congrats on Alan, and congrats to Eugene making it to the finals of this event here, getting those qualifying points for that invitational. I'll see everybody in that next episode. See ya.